What's up, Amazon sellers? If you want to know what's coming next in my Amazon business, well, stay tuned because I'm going to talk about the 7 things that I'm doing in May 2021. Let's get into it. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and quite simply, I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years, doing online arbitrage within the UK. Now, right now, I'm on a mission to do £1 million by the end of 2021, and if you want to see more about that journey, have a look up there. I'll share a video where I document the entire process. But enough about me. Well, this whole video is about me. Let's get into the content now. Okay, so first things first, number 1, I'm going to give you a recap of what I said I was going to do in April, and I'll kind of go through that. Number 2, I'm going to talk about the 7 ways I'm improving my Amazon business in May 2021. Number 3, I'm going to share some top tips for you to drive your business efficiency. Let's get into it now. Okay, so first things first, quick recap of April, because I like to just reflect on what's happened and share that with you. So I said I was going to go to Guatemala for a week, and I went there, and quite frankly, it was beautiful, lovely country, and hopefully you'll see some videos around that and what I did. And if you follow me on Facebook, you'll also see some beautiful drone footage that I did around different parts of Guatemala. Lovely, lovely country. If you get a chance, do go visit it. Now, the other one was that over the last 3 months, we've pretty much been doing the training and development for my new purchasing assistant. This is a sourcer who has now been promoted to purchasing assistant to work alongside my purchasing manager, and that is all being completed, and I'm really happy with that. Now, the other thing, the follow on from that was what we wanted to do was to give my purchasing manager a week off. Why? Because my God, the guy's been working super hard for the last 9 months. We've barely had any time off. So he had a whole week off. And you know what? I did not have to buy a thing. I love that because my purchasing system did it all for me. My God, the power of teams, just brilliant. Now, the other one we wanted to do was to spend $20,000 a week, and we have done that for 1 week, but we didn't keep it consistent. Why? Because obviously my purchasing manager was off, and there's a reason why we have 2 of them to get that $20,000 spent. So we did hit it, but we didn't make it consistent. Now, the other final thing that we did talk about was starting on Amazon USA, and I will say I'm pretty much there, but not completely. And I'll talk about that now in this month in regards to my goals, but we've done quite a lot towards it. Now, what else happened within April that maybe I didn't talk about? Well, another thing we did is we hired another sourcing VA for my team, which is probably going outside of my budgets, and I'll explain why coming into May. And then the final thing, if you want to know, what we have seen is that we saw a slight reduction in sales in the latter half of April. Why? Because the UK lockdown has now ended and people are no longer at home. So during that first week of the UK lockdown, we did see sales slow right down just because I'm guessing people were like, I'm not shopping online anymore. I want to go down the pub and I want to have a beer with my friends. So we did see that, but hopefully we'll see that pick back up again. But we understand that, my God, we've had 9 months of amazing e-commerce sales. So just be grateful for what we've achieved, and hopefully that sales will come back up again as the time goes on. Now, a quick question for you guys. Were your sales affected when the change in lockdown? If they were, let me know down below. Or my God, is your business completely resilient to the likes of COVID or the change in the lockdown? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so that leads me nicely onto the 7 things that I'm doing in May 2021 to drive my business efficiency. And obviously, hopefully you can learn a thing or two. Maybe it's going to help you out in your business. Let's go through them now. Okay, so first things first, we're going to fix our repricer. Now, it's not to say that it's broken, it's that we haven't set it up perfectly, and what we've seen is some problems with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that fixed, get that running, and we're going to trial it for an entire month, make sure we get some test results. Now, after that 1 month, the one thing which we will be doing is probably looking to move over to another repricer, which is called Seller Toolkit. Now, we've heard some really positive feedback about it. What we want to do is to give that a chance to see what it was like or to see what it will be like. But we understand that first of all, we need to get our existing repricer working first, so we can do a really good comparison against the 2 and see which one's going to come out more profitable for us. So I'll keep you updated on that journey. Now, another one we've got is, and this is partly to do with the repricer, but quite simply, is to say that our stocks over 90 days old has currently gone up. We normally try and keep it under 100 units and get them cleared down as soon as possible, but now I think we're probably around 400 or 500 units. So it's quite a lot of stock which is over 90 days old, and we need to, number 1, fix the repricer to solve that problem, and then number 2 is get that stock cleared down. So that probably means that our GP is going to take a hit over this month, But I'm happy to do that because that stock just hasn't sold in 3 months. We need to get it cleared. Let's get that stock out, get the money back and reinvest it in new products. Now in April, one of the challenges we had was to hit £20,000 spend in a week, and we achieved that and I'm really grateful. But also it did kind of go down, my purchasing manager was off. What do I want to see? Well, I want to see my team this month in May drive £20,000 spend over 4 weeks. So I'm not going to look at it on an individual week. What I'm going to say is over May, we want to purchase £80,000 worth of deals. If I can do that, buy at £10, sell it at £20, I probably have about £160,000 worth of stock. So a lot of stock. If I can spend £80,000 in 1 month, or my team can, I'm going to be super happy because it's just going to get them used to it. Now, I'm not going to worry too heavily about the margin on that, but what I'm really interested in is about pushing our business forward with the processes and the ability to purchase that volume of stock. Once we can do it for 1 month, the next month we can continue that purchasing volume and then look to increase the margin on it. Now, another one we're going to do in May, and I've talked about this time and time again in the past, is about cashback, and in particular about complete savings accounts. Within the UK, we've got 2 providers who give us about 10% cashback, complete savings and delivery deals. Now, unfortunately, I think out of 4 of our accounts, 3 of them have now gone inactive and we've only got 1 active. So we're looking to create 2 more, which are going to give us the ability to get more cashback. We're doing pretty well on the other providers, but Complete Savings is a really good provider, and it's always a cat and mouse game. It's always a palaver because they are constantly shutting down accounts, but the reward, 10%, is just worth it. Even if they shut down the account, if you can keep it going for a month or 2, it's just worth it for that cashback. So we're going to create 2 more Complete Savings accounts this month, hopefully, and then increase that there afterwards. Now, following on from what I said in April, one of the things which I did in April was about starting Amazon USA. Now, this is still going on now, but where are we at the moment? And I'll give you a quick update. Okay, so what I've done so far is most people, when they sell on Amazon USA, they take their UK account and open up global selling and sell on USA. That's fine, and you can definitely do that. What I wanted to do was to do something very different. I wanted to sell on Amazon USA as a completely separate entity, create an LLC, create everything over in the US for a number of different reasons, but I needed to make sure that I do everything the right way. So where am I right now? Well, I have everything ready apart from the physical Amazon account. So the final thing I'm waiting for right now is what's known as my business license. I have a temporary business license, but I'm just going to wait to get my permanent one. It should take a couple of days, my permanent license number, because I don't want to change that with Amazon because I think it would just be a palaver. So quite simply, what am I doing? I've got mailing address or virtual office. I've got domain name set up. I've got company forms already. I've got telephone numbers, 2-factor authentication with text messages and mobile phone numbers. I've got everything set up. I've got EIN numbers, and that took a very long time. I've got bank accounts set up and money transferred into the US. I'm now just simply waiting for that final business license, and then I can create the Amazon Seller Central account. And once I've done that, I can then start rocking and rolling and then hiring all my VAs that I'm going to do and go through that whole process. And obviously I'll document that journey with you guys. But that's where I am. And hopefully this month, pretty much within the next few days, I'll have that Amazon Seller Central account created and I can start trading it and start going forward. And I already know what I want to do, but I'll share that with you in the journey going forward. The second part of this is about driving efficiency within the business, and everything that I've done has been about that as well. But the next part is I've got this purchasing assistant, and also she reports into my purchasing manager. What are we going to do? Well, what I'm looking to do is to create redundancy within my business so that, my purchasing manager can have time off, but also as well, there's multiple skill sets within the business. So over the next month, I'm going to be working, or I'm not, my purchasing manager is going to be working with my purchasing assistant to support her in managing the staff on a day-to-day basis. Why? Because if they can both manage the staff, it's just going to mean that the business is more efficient, they know exactly how to handle it, and it takes the pressure off my purchasing manager to have to do everything. So having redundancy, having extra skill sets within my business, and it's also developing my team is going to be really, really important. Now that leads me quite nicely onto the next part, and this is quite a big thing that not many people really do or even talk about. If you understand how my setup is at the moment, I have as you say, my Amazon business within the UK. I've also got FastTrackFBA as a business which I'm running, and I'd probably say the majority of my time is spent doing FastTrackFBA, creating videos like these, talking to customers, working with my internal teams to support our customers and the service we provide. Now, obviously, I'm opening up Amazon USA, and the one thing which I understand is my time is going to get stretched. So what am I looking to do? Well, I'm actually looking to hire someone between me and my purchasing manager. Think of this as like a senior manager. Now, this isn't someone who will be, let's say, hands-on every single day, but what they will do is they will look at the Amazon businesses, not so much FastTrackFBA, but the Amazon businesses at a strategic level. They will look at where we're going, what we're doing, and what my purchasing managers are doing, and try and drive efficiencies and process improvements. Right now, we're on the road to doing 1 million, and I'm feeling really confident with that. I'd love to replicate that journey into the USA, and that's 2 businesses doing £1 million worth of revenue each. And quite simply, I'm just not going to have the resources, capacity, and the capability to manage all 3 businesses to the standard that needs to be required. So what am I doing? I'm looking to hire someone at a senior level who is going to support my purchasing managers on a day-to-day basis, but also as well identify opportunities where we can drive improvements. And what does that look like? That might be contacting suppliers to negotiate better rates. It might be looking at different parts of the Amazon business model, which I just don't have time. And if I give an example, subscribe and save, big and heavy, there could be so many opportunities out there, or should we say there are so many opportunities out there that we're currently missing out on. Someone sitting above seeing what works maybe in the UK business can transfer that over to the US business and vice versa, and drive the business forward with efficiencies. I know my margin right now is, my ROI right now is running about 30%, maybe a little bit lower, but I know with some really good skill set, better negotiation ability, and understanding the numbers, we could drive that by up maybe 5%. That cost or that increase in ROI is going to be huge to my bottom line, and it's going to more than cover their cost and make me more money. So quite an interesting bit there, looking for someone very, very senior to come in above my purchasing manager, but to support me in running the operations day to day and on a more strategic level. Now, the one thing which I will say is this role is not like hiring a sourcing VA that I can get it today, they're adding value in a couple of weeks. I believe this role will not add value to my business for the next 6 months. This is going to probably take 3 months to get them into role, and it's probably take another 3 months for them to start adding value. This is an investment in the long-term viability of my business and supporting it over that long term. And hopefully the things that we learn from that person and what we learn, I can share with you in these videos as well. But that's pretty much a really different route that I'm taking. Why? Because I'm now going to start running multiple Amazon businesses. Okay, so I just want to take a moment to talk about, I'm giving you an update on my plans in my Amazon business for May 2021. Now, the one thing which I'll say is I do this in line with my purchasing manager, and he does most of the job, most of the work. He is amazing, and I cannot thank him enough, and that holiday he had was brilliant. But the one thing which I'll say is if you are looking to build a business whereby you can have freedom, time, it all starts with hiring a team. And before you can get to the purchasing manager route, you need to have sources. They learn about your business, they learn about you, and then you can promote them up. So if you are thinking about getting a sourcer, maybe hiring a VA, hiring a team, look no further than the FastTrackFBA VA Academy. This is a service we created whereby we are hiring VAs for our clients every single week. Pretty much last month, I think we did about 35 VAs for our clients. And these are putting sourcing VAs into their businesses that we find the right candidates, interview, test, write all the contracts. We train them for 7 days, including 5 days of one-to-one training with my team in FastTrackFBA. And then we support you and your VA for a whole 12 weeks afterwards. And that's to make sure they get results. And not only about supporting the VA, I also support you in group coaching calls within a private Facebook group every single week. It's about growing your business. And hey, you get to pick my brain and ask me questions to help grow your business. We share best practice, and we share so much about scaling Amazon businesses and hey, building the life that you want. But if you want to know more about getting a VA, look no further than FastTrackFBA VA Academy. I'll drop a link down below. Check that out for your VA needs. Okay, so that leads me nicely on to number 3, top tips for your team to help you out in 2021 May. Okay, so first things first, what I'd always recommend is Automate wherever you can. Hiring VAs, hiring staff members is amazing, but if you can automate the process, it's just going to save you a lot of labor costs, but also as well, it's going to save manual repetition of your VAs. And my God, automation doesn't need holiday and doesn't need to sleep. VAs do. So just be aware of that. Automate as much as you can. It's going to save time and processes. Number two, as a leader in your business, I would strongly actually encourage and demand of it really, face-to-face meetings wherever possible. Quite simply, they have such a benefit. Face-to-face meetings let you communicate what you need to communicate very quickly and efficiently, much quicker than you can through text. Number two, they share culture. And number three, they allow you to express emotions and understand where people are coming from. Sometimes you might need to be understanding, supportive. Sometimes you might need to apply a bit of pressure. But quite simply, having a face-to-face meeting allows you to get a much better understanding of the situation, and you can communicate so much better. There's a reason why they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. My God, just reading a face is worth it so much. You much prefer these videos than if I wrote a blog post. So just take that on board. Face-to-face meetings add so much more value to your business. Do them all the time. That's pretty much what I do in my business. I find it so effective. Now, the third and final thing I would recommend for you as a leader within your business is trust your teams. Now, what I'm not saying is that you don't trust your teams. Of course you do. You wouldn't have hired them in the first place. What do I mean by this? Quite simply, I mean allow them to make mistakes. Mistakes are just a part of life. This is what happens. And with all my teams and everything that we do, I say to them, I want them to progress. I want them to challenge. I want them to do things maybe that they don't know. And I accept that they are going to make mistakes. And what I say is, so long as we learn from them, we move on. That's great. You'll see it sometimes in FastTrackFBA, we are not perfect. We make problems, we make mistakes, but why do I mind that? Is that I do want it to be right, but what I'm really happy is that my team make mistakes, we learn from it, and then we get better. Improving the service, improving my Amazon business, improving everything we do, I have to trust my team to continually change, to improve themselves, and as a result, I accept in that change, they are going to make mistakes. And you know what? Hopefully they feel supported and they're willing to make those mistakes because they know that I'm not going to come behind them and start shouting. I can say, hey, not a problem, you made a mistake, what can we learn from it? Let's move on. That's it. We're getting better, and every single week, every single month, I see that in the results. And hopefully you can see that in the videos and the content we put out there as well. But number three, trust your teams, let them make mistakes. Now that's pretty much what I'm doing in May 2021. But if you are just starting out on Amazon and you want to be successful in Amazon during 2021, what I'll do is I'll drop a video around here, top tips to be successful in Amazon 2021. Now hopefully you've liked that, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. That's the subscribe button just down below. But for me, Thomas Parkinson, FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.